This morning I told myself that I'm gonna go back to what worked in the past, which is have orders waiting at prices where I feel there will be some type of reaction, and don't mind the hoodie. It's kind of cold and I went to sleep in this hoodie, and so yeah, ignore the hoodie, but this is how it went down. So the first trade was on MU. MU has been selling off pretty significantly since Friday because of bad earnings, and it didn't have fresh news. But what I saw on MU, which was a loser by the way, but I placed a short sell order at this price. When I saw MU, we were right here. I liked these topping tails and the fact that we were below the moving averages when I saw it, and I placed a sell limit order at 42.02, which also coincides with the whole potential with the whole number, which could act as a potential resistance, and it popped up. My order got filled and it continued pushing higher. My stop was high of day and I stopped out at 42.17, so lost about 15 cents per share. In hindsight, I should have waited until this line to short it, which is a previous closing price, but it's alright. At least I let the price come to me. So that one was a loser. The second trade was on TSG. The Stars Group is a gaming company. In the pre-market, this thing was up about 30+% because they plan to create the biggest online gambling website or a company. So I was watching it in the pre-market. It was selling off because, as you can see on the daily chart, this thing gapped up from about 15.31 all the way to about 20.66, so by almost 6 points. So I knew that there was going to be some profit taking, and that's what happened in the beginning. Towards the end of pre-market, there was some profit taking, and I saw this 200 moving average, and I wanted to place a buy order at this price, and I almost did it, but then I saw MU and ignored the plan and traded MU instead. But if I had stuck with my original plan, have the order waiting right here, I could have captured all the way the move all the way to VWAP. So I would have got in at around 19, which is also a whole number, which in this case is a clearly support, to 20.25. So I could have captured $1.25 move on it, but I hesitated. I decided to take the MU trade instead, and later on, the trade that I did take on this was, I saw that we pushed higher, and a lot of people are profitable. The people who bought here are all profitable. The people who bought here are all profitable. So I thought that there would probably be more selling, more profit taking. And when I saw this doji bar with the topping tail at the 50 moving average, I went short with my stop above it, and it went down. It dropped by, let me see, I got in at 20.46 and it got as low as 20.28. So it gave me about 20 cents, but I wanted more from it. I should have just locked in profit at VWAP because we bounced off these moving averages and then we popped up and I stopped out. So this was actually the third trade. The second trade was on SCHW, SCHW, and Schwab and all the brokers are in play because I believe several days ago, Interactive Brokers announced that they're going to offer commission-free trading, and Schwab announced the same thing yesterday. And I traded it yesterday. I lost money on it, and today I also lost money on it. But I chased it, so I saw that we sold off in the open. We were below these moving averages, and after this red bar, the green bar got up to about halfway of the red bar, and then it started selling off. So I went short right here at 36.74. My original plan was to have an order sitting right here, but I didn't quite follow that rule. I jumped to the gun, and it popped up, and I got out at 37.03. Once we got above VWAP and the whole number of 37 and the high of this bar, I stopped out. And hindsight, even if I had my order sitting at VWAP, I would have still gotten stopped out. But I was going to trade it later on when I saw that it was moving higher. I had an order sitting at the 200, and it didn't quite get to this price, but it sold off. That's why it's important to have, or at least for me moving forward, I'm gonna have my orders sitting at prices where I know there's gonna be some type of reaction, or the odds are high there's gonna be some type of reaction, because here when we got close to the 200 moving average, it just sold off. So let's go to the trade of the day. E-Trade is the trade of the day, and I'm proud of this trade. I was watching it, and I saw that we were moving higher, and this dotted line is a previous closing price, and I knew that was going to be significant resistance, especially in the pre-market. If we look on the 5-minute chart, when we got to this price, it rejected and it dropped pretty hard. So I was patient. I saw it, or I placed my sell order at this price when the price was here. So from here to here, I was patient. I placed the order, and my stop was going to be the break of it, so like literally 2 or 3 cents. And plus, I like the fact that this previous closing price coincides with the whole, or with the half dollar, 36.50, which could act as potential support, or in this case resistance. And yeah, so I placed my order here. It dropped by about 20 cents or so, but I was not heavy in terms of the number of shares, so I wanted it more from it. I wanted it to get to VWAP, and it came back to my entry price, and I held firm. If I get stopped out, I would have got stopped out, but sure enough, this previous closing price acted as resistance once, twice, 3 times, and 1 time in the pre-market. So that's 4 times, and then it just dropped. And I maximized my profit on this trade by using a trailing stop. Initially, my plan was to cover my full position at the whole number of 36.02 to be exact. But once we got to that price, seeing this topping tail on the 2-minute, I thought that there's a possibility that we may break VWAP and go down. So I gave it a trailing of 5 cents, meaning that from this price, from 36.02, if the price goes higher by 5 cents or more, I'm going to lock in profit, and if not, I'm going to stay in the trade. So this is automatically set with my platform, and sure enough, I was able to capture an extra like 25 cents per share because of the trailing stop, because I was going to lock in profit right here, but I was able to capture on this entire move down. So those are the trades that I made today. It feels good to finally go green after 2 consecutive red days, and I stuck to my rules of 4 trades. I was itching to take a 5th trade, but I told myself, no, we have to stick to our rules. 4 trades. I know that there are things that I have to work on, but most importantly, I'm going to stick with having orders sitting at prices where there is likely going to be some type of reaction. For the past 2 days, which has contributed in me having red days, was because I changed the way I entered the stocks using a script that would equalizes your risk on all trades regardless of the price of the stock. And so the script doesn't allow you to place orders in advance. You just have to hit the hotkey when when the stock is around the price that you want, and that didn't work that well for me. I'm going back to my old way of trading, which is have orders sitting and just manually manage my risk. Thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow.